All right, and welcome back to the Godz podcast. We are on episode 5. We had a little name change. So this is the celebratory name change episode. We came from out the mud to on the couch to Couch Godz.
I like it.
Okay, fair enough. That's
like
a good,
it either way.
That's a good depiction. Yeah.
It's good. It's crisp. We're going to do like we always do. We're going to do the round table. To my right, we have Dave M., a.k.a. what?
We're not doing the AKA anymore. I thought better of it.
Okay, what is it? Nothing, it's just Dave
Nothing,
M.
just Dave M.
Okay, Dave M. Dave
Bland.
M's here. Bland.
Basic
T-shirt.
Clarence. Let's just all call you Clarence.
Plain white
Clarence,
tees.
actually, yeah.
Should we play Hey There, Delilah? No. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York?
No, we know the song.
We should call him Clarence. I have a good backstory as to why he's saved in my phone as Clarence, and it would stop a bunch of the confusion.
And he's actually
With Dave's.
not the only one that I'm in their phone is Clarence.
But what about the
I
other
thought-
the other one?
I thought we were special.
It's just not tasteful.
What?
It's not, well,
Soulless Ginger?
What's the Clarence story like?
It's not that good, but it's just that when he called me on his phone, it came up as Clarence something.
When I first got my number,
Yeah.
still
So I just saved him
registered to some guy named Clarence.
Yeah. So I just saved him as Clarence and then Dave M in parentheses. But I feel like there's too many Daves anyway. We should just call you Clarence. That's like way better. It's a funny name.
It's a good name.
That's it.
All right, not to lose track. And then we have, to my diagonal, Dave S3. Give us a shout-out.
Yeah, you know me. Always and forever, bitches.
I love the hat, by the way.
Thanks. I couldn't find the other one. This one doesn't fit my head very well, but whatever.
I
Thanks.
spent a lot of time to frame it in the shot where it's just the logo.
Good. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I love the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Hate the bitch-ass Ravens, just by the way. So
Reppin' hard.
Mr. Back of the Head.
And then, straight across the table, give it to me straight, Jovi.
I'm just some guy.
Okay, he's some guy.
Just some guy, bro. Just here.
Everybody's favorite barber.
The guy on the couch. No longer on the couch.
No longer on the couch.
Yep.
Upgrade. And then, without further ado,
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, 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 dun,
Ba-da-bum. Shh.
I give you Justin. Justin B.
What up?
Okay, tonight's episode, I was thinking about a few things. You know, there's a couple places in the world, I might not go, right? Countries, certain cities, potentially, maybe in the United States. Are there any places that you would not go, given the opportunity to go anywhere, specifically? Dave M., you're up to bat. Pennsylvania, strong pick right off the rip. Look at that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland's a great choice. A great second.
Yeah, I was gonna say you two said the two top answers.
Yeah, actually, believe it or not, most people's thoughts on Cleveland are negative. So,
My first experience with Cleveland was seeing a Florida Explorer on cinder blocks in the middle of an intersection.
Although it is the one place in the U.S. that you can keep girls in your basement for years, and no one will really care.
You did that.
You can chain them up in your backyard, the neighbors will see it and not report it.
What was the rap group out of that location?
out of Cleveland.
Come on, you know.
It was Bone Thugs.
First of the month.
What?
Yeah. I actually seen them in concert.
I didn't know they were out
with
of Cleveland, actually.
Wiz Khalifa. They opened for Wiz Khalifa
what a
at
combo.
the Chess Arena, which was a skating rink in Pittsburgh. Small venue. There was like probably 200 people there.
Are you saying that
Wow.
something about Pittsburgh? Would you like to inform us more since you're like such a fucking Pittsburgh guy?
What do you? I don't understand.
You know that I literally call you the Pittsburgh guy to people, right?
I thought we were.
I thought he was a South Hills guy.
I'm definitely not from the South Hills.
It's
know,
a
but
Pittsburgh.
that's like-
Mount
you're,
Lebo.
you're so informative about just random,
Pittsburgh
completely useless.
It's
in
not
Pittsburgh.
informative. I was at the concert.
Okay, wow. Sorry you're defensive. I'm just saying, man. You're
put on a
fucking
good show.
You're a Pittsburgh guy. It's okay. Be proud of it.
I saw Wiz Khalifa at the PNC Art Center in New Jersey.
Yeah, that dude. He was a worker, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy he made it.
But it was like there was quite a few people. Actually, it was the whole ASAP mob was there.
Really?
Yeah. B.O.B. A few others. I don't really,
You know Sean,
but
Sean Sweaty, his cousin is like the producer of all like Wiz Khalifa's shit. He was just telling me about it yesterday. Like he produced all Wiz Khalifa's music.
What the fuck is that dude's name?
Dan.
Aykroyd?
I literally used to hang out with a guy that made a lot of Wiz's beats. His name was Johnny Giuliano.
Johnny
Yeah.
Giuliano.
Yeah.
That sounds
I
legit
grew
as
up
fuck.
with that dude.
My name's Johnny.
Him, yeah.
Yeah.
We would literally be skating down Neville Island skating rink, and he'd be like, "Yo, I got this studio in my basement, and you trying to come in and help me make this music?" And we would just be like, "Yeah, all right, whatever."
Yeah.
Years later, the dude's like making beats for Game, Drake, all them. Like,
A young Kanye.
yeah,
No
he's
shit.
from Sheridan. Yeah,
Wow.
Oh shit.
Sheridan. The boys in Sheridan were crazy back in the day.
Really?
Tim has told me. Yeah.
Is that where he's from? Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I hear Neville Island, there's just always like a real crazy story.
Tell us, please tell us something.
No, it's just like it's just
there's
recovery. It's his last like
Thing.
him being sick. Yeah, and his
They end up on Neville Island somehow.
yeah he was like staying there, and his dad came there to get him off sick, and it was like right before he went to rehab, and it was his fucking last time ever using. I don't know why. I just I spend so much fucking time.
Neville
with the
Island.
guy.
It sounds like
That's what I
something from a
figured.
fairy tale.
It does. It doesn't sound real, but like we used to pass it all the time when I was working with him and we were going into Pittsburgh. I would always fucking
Isn't
see
there?
it.
There's only 2 bridges that go to Neville Island, right?
the Coriopolis, and then the one that comes over to McKees Rocks.
Yeah, that's
What's
probably
that other island that's just like you can't get to?
3 Mile.
No, that's like right at the end of Pittsburgh.
3 Mile Island's not even in Pittsburgh.
I know it's not in Pittsburgh, but I thought that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's literally like a nuclear power plant that like almost killed everybody.
See,
It didn't almost kill
if you come
everyone.
up with a fake fact about Pittsburgh, he'll call you out on it for sure.
But yeah, well, of course he will. He like defended his fucking home country. Pittsburgh's like a fucking country to him.
Wait,
It's like,
let's get off the Pittsburgh thing because
okay, sorry.
I love Pittsburgh, but
I know you do.
you know what I mean.
So does everyone.
We're talking about McKeesport. They're like, "What the fuck's McKeesport?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't
Just-
even know McKeesport.
I know McKeesport.
McKees Rocks is technically not even like inner city.
Yeah. What a shithole, though.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you.
Everyone knows
It
that.
wasn't like that whenever I grew up there, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Things change.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were on the topic of places you wouldn't go. Now we have to switch outside the States because this just gets too close to home quickly. Where are some countries you wouldn't go?
Anything that ends with Stan.
The Stands.
Yeah.
That's a
Stands?
good.
Uzbekistan.
That's
Kurdistan.
That's the answer.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan.
Anything that ends
You know
with
what? I
Stan.
would go. Khabib lives in one of those.
Dagestan.
Dagestan. I would go hang out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just to see it.
Turkey's pretty lit.
You know where I would want to go? You know what I dreamed to go when I was using?
What?
Abu Dhabi.
Afghanistan.
What?
That's a fucking. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean,
not for any good reason.
I would be sitting in rehab, sick as fuck, and I would be thinking, man, all that dope is coming over there from Afghanistan. It's probably just everywhere. You know what I mean?
Should have joined the service.
I would live in a cave if I could get high every day. That's how I used to think.
Yeah, that's a terrible way to think.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I used to like think, just how like no worries if I could just do it just every day and have like an unlimited supply, everything would be fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you'd always assign you'd be
It's
deaf.
not the case at all, but
Yeah, no, it's not. But I mean, like I'm just saying, like I used to think like
yeah,
that. You know?
No,
what I mean?
yeah, trust me. That was like my whole focus in life was to just have a never-ending supply,
Delusion,
and then
delusions
everything
of-
will be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
delusions
Yeah,
of grandeur.
it'll work
Yeah,
out.
That's how where that thought came from. You know?
Yeah.
The
'Cause you're trying to
terrifying
figure out-
thoughts of running out before you run out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
And
See-
you're like, fuck.
that was me nightly.
Oh, me.
Every night. Well, I think the delusions of grandeur are something that's pretty intense. Dave, elaborate.
No, I didn't have that stuff. Like I was when I hear that, I was never the person that was always worried about running out. That was the whole point of like fucking using for me. What we talked about it today, right? Like, people are like, "I live in the moment." I'm like, yeah, I'm not like good at living in the moment now, but that's like what I did when I was using. It was when I used All worries were gone. I just remember, I don't know if I told you. No, I definitely said it on this. Remember talking about the 1972 Stanford, like, delayed gratification test where they tested these kids and they were like, it's a real thing about, like.
I wasn't laughing. I was laughing at how much he was enjoying his cigarette.
I really am.
Like, instant and delayed gratification. They would give a kid a marshmallow.
Yeah.
And they, like, followed them, like, throughout years of their life. And it was, like, obviously the kids who had, it's called the delayed gratification test. I forget the professor's name, but it was 1972, Stanford University did it. And, like, you can look it up, and they tested with a marshmallow. They would give a kid a marshmallow, and they would say, if you wait 20 minutes for this one, you can have another one. And literally, that's how my thinking was like, cool story, give me the fucking marshmallow. I'll worry about it later. And, like, that's how I used, was just like, good, I'll worry about all that. I don't take this and be like, oh, I'm so worried about when I run out. I'll just worry about it when I run out. And, like, that's kind of the whole thing for me. Like,
I don't know. That wasn't, so I was like that initially, and then it turned into, like,
Yeah, for sure.
I need enough.
Yeah.
I need enough. And it was never enough. You know what I mean?
Especially when you're like homeless outside and you run out and you're like, oh man, now I'm not high. I'm just homeless outside.
Dude, so there was a point where I like got all of, like, the entire dish pit at this one restaurant. They were all from, like, Venezuela or something like that.
dish pit?
Yeah, the dish pit.
That's like
Explain.
Dishwashers.
Is that all like the
Where the dishwashers.
Okay, like the
wash
family
dishes.
of the dishwashers. Okay.
And I got them all, like, on, like, a revolution. Like, I was like, we're revolting against this place. And I got them all, like, super hyped. And then, like, all of a sudden we were all, like, not at work, like, just hanging out on the front side of Mount Washington. And I'm, like, sitting there and, like, everyone's having fun and, you know, cervezas or whatever and shit. And the whole time I'm like, this is bad. I'm like, I'm going to run out. And then, like, as soon as, like, the last beer was gone, I just disappeared. And they called me. They're like, Andrew, what is up, the revolution? I'm like, I got to go.
Everything's all going on. I don't want to hang out.
cervezas.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where I was like, man, I think I got like 3 of those guys fired from that day. Because they got they got rowdy.
Hey, they're hiring those guys everywhere.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting topic. I mean, we're talking, you know, there's been a couple big, you know, important revolutionary things happening. Like, one of the big things is, like, you know, all of a sudden the wall's racist, right? It's like, what? The wall. Building the wall, right? It's like, at a point, well, remember, at a point it was like...
I don't think the wall compares to the Venezuelans in the dish pit. It was a real rough transition
That
there.
was a stretch.
I get what you're saying, but I just don't even think anyone. I don't think that's like a racist thing.
Well, now it's like it's all over the media. It's like Trump is racist because he wanted to build a wall, and it's like, motherfuckers,
That's their card, bro.
Yeah.
They don't like what you say, you're racist.
Yeah,
Or you.
That's their card.
it's the go-to.
A lot of cards.
It's like
Because then what do you
sexual
say? How do you defend yourself from that? You know what I mean?
you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fucking Bert.
Fuck Bert, man.
Bert
That's
is
the new
in the
fucking
house.
That's snakeskin.
We needed you so bad. I'm so happy you're here.
Bert, I turned up all the levels because I'll just tell you why later, but they need to be a little higher. You can probably drop them down a smidge each.
Skosh.
A skosh. We figured out some things that were important for sound.
Someone told me today Bert is like a quarter Somalian or something.
Are you a quarter Somalian, Bert? Half Indonesian.
I was way off.
Quarter black.
Okay,
Okay, there's your Somali.
Yeah, there's the Somalian.
Have you gone to your hometown? My hometown? Yeah. Oh. Well, like your native.
your place of origin.
You've never
What
been to
the
Indonesia?
hell, dude?
Have you ever been to Indonesia?
Okay.
Your hometown.
Where's Indonesia at?
It's what?
Okay.
It's an Asian country, though.
I was
Aborigines.
gonna say it's not fucking.
Indonesia, Was that
anything near
Did that get hit with the typhoon? Remember when that happened? The earthquake and the typhoon.
No, it was Taiwan, wasn't it? No, it wasn't.
Taiwan's been on the news a lot lately, haven't they?
Yeah, they're like this whole thing with China. They're getting invaded, or like China's going to invade them. That's going to create World War III.
It's like this. It's like this
How many
similar.
times
It's
are we
like
gonna
similar
hear
to the
this?
Ukraine thing. It's because like Taiwan was a part of China,
Exactly.
and then they weren't, and then they're more getting into the UN.
Yep, exactly.
And then the same thing. Ukraine did the same thing. Was a part of Russia, and then getting into the UN.
Well, so that all kind of comes from the whole that Russia and China are like dying currently. So
They're what?
They're basically not going to be able to continue to be like economically stable based on their population in the next 10 to 15 years.
Russia may not be, but I don't know about China. I haven't heard that at all.
China is in the same boat because their population size, right? Remember when they went through that whole phase where like nobody has kids? You know what I mean? It's like you're only allowed to have one kid.
Well, no, it's only and now it's only males, right? You can't have a female.
Yeah, females are.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to have like a prodigal son sort of thing. That whole plan kind of backfired on them. So now that their discrepancy in between youth and the elderly is so large that they're not going to be able to perform the same amount of tasks. Because it's basically like, if you look at it, it's like there's a healthy medium where like the working force is in between the ages of like 25, like the intellectual working force is in between the ages of like 25 and I think it's like 40. I think in that area it's like
China
40,
will be fine, dude.
47. It's not looking good. That's why, like a lot of these countries, that's why like Russia's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to create a land barrier in between themselves and like other countries.
It's so hard to know what to believe, though.
Yeah, it's all just.
dude.
Like,
Hey, did you guys see the stuff about the Trump thing today?
No.
Yeah, I saw something on my my Apple.
Trump
News or
got
something.
sued civilly, $5 million.
He has to pay $5 million, right?
Yeah, to this.
Carol, what's her name?
Yeah, it's
Karen?
E. Jean Carroll.
Why is that?
Sexual harassment.
Yeah, well, that's not
Carol
what
Baskin.
Oh my God, it's knocked it off. So that's not. I think she was saying it was something sexually, but what they actually sued him for the $5 million was for
Defamation.
defamation. It's all bit just I think he even said it was a witch hunt in there, which that's kind of his go-to thing to say. But
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're just trying to hit him with anything at this point.
Yeah. So do you think he's coming back?
They ain't gonna let him.
Ain't gonna let him?
No, I think we talked about this in the last episode about
A little bit. We touched on it.
they did the whole. I mean, they did the whole COVID thing
Yeah.
last election. I mean, that was obvious, right? Everyone could see that now with the whole COVID thing, the whole shutdown.
Yeah.
Do we agree, or is that
Yeah.
just me? So I think they already ran that one. This next one, they're gonna do something big again. They're not gonna let the election happen. And
for sure.
Biden's not gonna be able to run. Obviously, I mean, you've
no.
seen some of these videos that came out of him.
They're like I guess like he's.
Hey, bring up.
I think the plan is to
Sleepy
get
Biden.
Michelle Obama in there.
Bring up Biden.
Yeah, he just had a recent video where he came out and was like delirious and like.
How about what's his name? The other Kennedy though. I heard somebody talking about him.
Kennedy?
Yeah, there's a Kennedy.
They're just
They're
just
like
pulling
the
guts way back in the list, dude.
No, I'm saying, but they were like the people I heard talk about it were like speaking highly of him. Like he's not.
What was these people's age?
They were older.
Yeah.
You have to reconnect
Anything
the Bluetooth
Kennedy,
to the
there's
iPad.
like an older
Yeah, but I
group,
mean,
they're just automatically
the
like,
podcasts I listen to aren't like fucking our normal old people. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
No, I don't.
it's not like some fucking 70-year-old who's just like, yeah, they're gonna pull back a Kennedy.
Well, so it was I thought maybe it was at the bingo hall or something.
Why the fuck am I at the bingo hall?
Are there people out there that they're still prepared to vote for Biden? I don't see that happening.
I agree. I don't think so.
I think all those people. What the fuck was
Fuck!
Jesus Christ! I almost had a heart attack, Bert.
I fucking.
God, I saw Jesus for a second, Bert. Okay.
We should.
Fuck Bert, man.
Bert's the glue that keeps us together. We should have
No,
waited for him.
okay, so what? The whole bit is that we all hate Bert, and now you're like transferring it.
Bert got to have one guy. You know what I mean?
You're not
That's
coming
true.
back on.
I guess he's right.
Because it's bullying at that point.
It's called hazing, and that's what fraternities do.
Oh, I'm okay with bullying.
Yeah.
That works for me.
You just want to be a bully.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have to turn on the projector.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a thing, like the timid sound guy that doesn't feel comfortable on camera at all, and you just talk shit to him.
Yeah.
And then when the camera shows him, he's just kind of like,
Bert's like the most put together guy in here, though.
Yeah.
This dude comes in, shirt tucked in, just
snake skin.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah.
Indonesian.
They got some fucking. What kind of boots you got?
Yeah,
on,
and
bro? I know you got some.
Hey, Bert, are you one of those guys where you get darker as you go down?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I was really hoping for that
Yeah,
one.
you know what guy. You know what I'm talking.
You're a liar. You're a liar, Bert. You're a liar.
that's why what?
Oh, that's why to compensate.
Compensation.
Yeah.
to get
Well, I
it.
didn't mean actually, like, I wasn't talking like size.
You're
I'm
just talking about, like,
actual, like,
Color.
Color, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. We've watched enough porn.
Uh-huh.
We know.
It's not from porn. It's from
Real life experience.
Hey, Bert, did you plug in the HDMI that's sitting in there into the dongle?
You watch enough Jackass and you get what we're talking about.
Dude, someone set fucking HDMI cables in my room. My door was open, and this shirt, actually. I'm just wearing a shirt. This shirt and 2 HDMI cables were placed inside of my room today.
That's like when you
I
find a
think that
candy
was
bar on
probably
your pillow
J2D2.
in jail.
I was thinking, why did he do that? And why did he have a 2XL shirt?
Now you owe him a favor.
I don't know why.
Is that what size you wear? Because I got some at my house.
Why do you have 2XL? Yeah, I'll take them.
I don't know. I was thugging when I
here
came in. I
here we
guess.
go. Do you have the sound hooked up?
Yo, you was T-hugging?
Okay. Let's see what old Biden's doing.
This isn't the one I was thinking of. I was thinking the one where they.
Can't talk?
It was no. He came in to see the football team. It was recent. It was like last week, maybe.
There you
I
go.
think it was a football team.
You talking about the one where he can't?
Rashid Sunak is now the prime minister. You're trying your best, but it never feels like enough. What a stupid son of a bitch. But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway. Whoa! We get an awful lot done. Anyway.
This is the Biden follies.
I'm sick and tired of ordinary people being fleeced. I'm tired of being quiet. Where I'm sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Yeah, that's the one I just heard. I just heard it.
No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it. I'm sorry to take so long, guys, but everybody knows I like kids better than people. I like kids better than people. Everybody knows I like kids better than people. Look at them. Now, the very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughters, no serious guys till you're 30.
Okay. No what?
No serious guys till you're 30.
All right, pause that for a second.
Yeah. He's like
He's one of the
like
creepiest
everybody's drunk uncle. Dude.
Yeah. Creepy, drunky uncle, the drunk uncle that's
Saying
like hitting on the
things.
cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you seen old Biden compared to this
Yeah,
Biden?
that's what I was thinking of. When he used to actually be funny.
It's not the same guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they killed him.
They just, they really did. They
Here's
just have
the
them
real
all
question.
doped up.
Who's actually in charge? That's the question.
Whoever's feeding him the drugs that make him act like that.
God, bro.
Dude, he is on such a level. What did he say? He said, "I like kids more than people."
yeah, everyone knows that I like kids better than people.
He said it multiple
Yeah.
times.
Like
Yeah.
several times.
What
And
is-
how about I was 30, she was 12. I know a bunch of this shit's taken out of context, but he's a fucking weirdo. And like the white kids thing wasn't, you know.
I
what
don't
mean?
even care about any of
Yeah.
that. He's an idiot.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Yeah.
He's a fucking.
Yeah, puppet.
He's an
exactly.
idiot. No, I don't even think he's a puppet. I think they're like. I guess he's a puppet in the aspect of they're trying their best to keep his fucking senile, delusional self into
I think
somewhat
they're trying
making
to
sense.
figure out the right cocktail of drugs to feed him.
Just to get him to almost make sense.
Hey,
I don't
this
think
this is why though that I think the Democrats and Republicans are together because if that was the other way around, they would have got him the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he came in here and wanted to get clean, we'd be like, you need to go to the psych ward. You're not mentally fit to get clean.
Some people,
You know what I mean?
You need more help than we can give.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be in that basket.
Yeah.
Like, how are they? Turn
Turns down a little bit.
what kind of meds was he on, and where did they go?
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It's one of those.
How can you have any hope for the future when that's going on?
I think what you said, like that he would be out of here. He just wouldn't have ever been in there.
Yeah. But it's like it's that whole like, who are we gonna get? And they're like, let's just go the old white guy in the corner. That guy, yeah. And he's like, he'll be great for America.
Well, they want a guy that they can puppet around.
Come on,
Which is what they couldn't do with Trump.
I'm not even like some Trump guy, but isn't it? For real, isn't it? Just simply put, isn't it that it's
just not him.
there? You go. It's just not.
Yeah,
Trump.
that's what I'm saying.
It's just not Trump. That's all. It's not like anybody. I don't think anybody was like, I think Biden's going to do a great job.
They were just never.
They
Trumpers.
just didn't even know.
Never
Yeah.
Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's get Trump out of there.
Here's the real question though. Do you think the election was rigged?
What, for Trump to win or for Trump to lose?
Trump to lose.
That's the last one? Oh, 100%. 150%.
So
they were not going to let that happen.
I wish I could cite this
We gotta watch
person.
what we say here because this stuff they'll take us right off of fucking YouTube for this.
No,
Good.
it's okay.
That means we're
That's
get-
why
that
we're
means
putting it on everything.
That means
Okay.
and that means we're saying
keep us
something.
out.
Yeah.
No, I wish I could cite the person that I like. I watched this like little thing about it, and you know what was it? I know what it was. It was This American Life. It was one of those podcasts.
Yeah.
I love This American Life. Some of them are really good. But anyways, 634, Human Error in Volatile Situations, one of the best episodes ever. Anyways, they talk about the election being rigged, and like this guy at first he thought it was, and then he.
Changed his mind.
Well, yeah, but he it's all objectivity, and like, dude, he goes and he interviews people and he asks, and it's a good thing. I forget if you look up like This American Life podcast or election rigging, you can see it, and he it's very well. It's informative, and it shows you that it wasn't, and the questions that are raised were reasonable, but there are explanations for everything. Mm-hmm. And like, you know what I mean? I normally tend to be like on the side of conspiracy theories, but I don't think that it was like rigged for him to lose purposely. I don't.
I think it was a systematic, long-term process where, see, Trump's a smart motherfucker. Let's not get it wrong. I mean, he didn't just build his wealth overnight.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And he rubbed enough shoulders with enough wealthy people to make shit happen quicker than the politic regime. And that's really like the dangerous thing, is because he could just like literally just go and sit in a room full of dudes who all were like, oh yeah, like
You guys know he backed the Clintons, right? In the
yeah,
90s?
yeah. I mean, so it's really an influence game, and then it's like you have a guy like that, and then it's like really the powers who be or whatever it is are like not happening. We got to figure out how to do this, and he gave pushback the whole time. I mean, he was like really good at holding his seat for the amount of time he was there, you know, and that's like in and of itself, because like they could have easily done something crazy, you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
Not like killed him or assassination or something like that. But look at Kennedy. That shit was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's everybody's thoughts on the JFK deal?
Good. Oh, I fucking love this. I was just listening to something about it.
Okay.
Right, so now you're going to be all like overly informed compared to.
Well, let's.
No, it's not even that. I was thinking this. This is one of the biggest things I was thinking of. So do you guys know that he killed the cop? That he killed a cop too?
Yeah, the cop got hit, right?
No. He fucking shot JD Tippett. And I remember when because I feel like everyone does like a little deep dive at one point in their fucking lives about JFK.
Let's take a look.
But I feel like that's something I'm like, it's so weird because I always want to be like, there's more shooters. There's something. There's this thing you can find that this guy says he fired a certain firearm, and they found the caliber, and he fired it by the grassy knoll. There were 4 other shooters. Everything was planned. It was by the mafia. The guy's in jail. He openly talks about it, and like you can find it, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's just a crazy dude, but like Lee Oswald was involved. So it's like I don't know what happened, but I always wanted to think that it wasn't him. That like what he was saying in the midst of it, being like, I'm a patsy. I didn't do it. I didn't do this. And I was like, who shoots the fucking president and then like says they didn't do it the whole time? He never once, because he got shot like 48 hours later.
Yeah,
almost.
shot in the head,
So
yeah.
what I know, he got shot right in the stomach in the police station as they were bringing him out.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He was
That's
like
what it
in the underground parking garage of the police station.
Yeah, they brought him out like with a bunch of people around.
Yeah. Well, and the guy, Jack Ruby, the whole thing there, like, dude, Jack Ruby gets assessed like years later, and they say that he was an absolute schizophrenic psychopath.
Well,
he had never, they were like, weeks before this, they were like, he didn't have any issues. No one said they ever saw this. So, like, did they fucking drug him? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aren't they saying they drugged him with LSD? Isn't that one of the stories?
Well, yeah. So that's like the whole MK Ultra. That was all happening,
right?
As that was happening, right?
My thing is though, he fucking shot that cop. That's like my whole point is. There's like a lot of people fucking saw him. He had the revolver. Like he fucking shot that. Lee Harvey Oswald shot that fucking cop. And when I listened to this thing, like infographics, have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
like on
yeah.
YouTube, all the little like dumb animations, but it's all like super cited, like well-informed information. And it's so fun. I was like, man, but it made me think like, he said he didn't shoot the cop either. He said he didn't shoot him, and it was like, no one fucking saw Oswald shoot him. Like, shoot, or even shoot at the president.
Yeah.
He was like witnessed shooting this fucking cop, and he had the fucking 38 on him.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like, I don't know. I'm convinced he shot.
Did you ever watch
cop.
that video of him, the final like kill shot?
Yeah.
That shit's gruesome. Bro.
Of
The Zapruder
of his-
film.
the wife, like
Yeah, because he
his
gets
wife,
hit.
like going back and
He goes
grabbing
like
his
this.
brains.
He gets
and
hit and
shit.
goes like this, and then she looks over at him.
And his fucking head gets blown.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
right through his head. That woman.
Bro, she said in the moment, like all the fucking the Secret Service are like, quoted her as saying, "I'm holding his brains right now." I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, like, yeah, dude. I mean, she like showed up on camera with like all fucking bloody and shit.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
I don't
so
know.
fucked.
I think
No, it
just-
was 100% orchestrated kill shot, man.
Yeah.
There's no look, dude. It's one of those things, man. Some guy. It's just the variables are too strong and immense. I mean, look at most assassination attempts. If you like get them all collaborated together, almost all assassination attempts, there's no assassination. It's an attempt. Like it's a dude running up to a guy with a fucking pistol and it jams, or he fucking, you know what I mean?
Or he just can't get to him.
He shoots over his shoulder or whatever. I mean, it's like to not only to like hit him. I think what was it, 3 times? Or it was twice. It was in
twice.
Yeah, it was in the chest and then a kill shot in the head.
He got hit in the neck.
yeah, right there, and then watch his head fly back. Boom. Did you
know
know
what's
that
crazy?
He tried to shoot the governor months before that too.
That video never came out until like the 80s or 90s.
It was like 78 or something.
Yeah, it finally got released.
By what's his name? The famous fucking reporter.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking
I
about.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, it's like who Ron Burgundy's playing.
yeah, exactly.
His name is, man, it's gonna bug me.
Dude, it's gonna bother me too.
I
Fuck.
feel like we're on the same wavelength.
Get in,
right now,
get in
like-
there. A reporter who released that video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's the same one that tried to break into what's his name, Al Capone's safe.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he got a cool name. He has a really cool name.
He does too.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Bert will get it.
Yeah, Bert's on.
And like Lee Oswald tried to shoot the governor like months earlier, like a year before, but he missed.
Did you see that dumbass show that came out? It's on Netflix about he's trying to go back in time to stop the Kennedy assassination.
Wait, are you talking about the one on Hulu, 11/22/63?
Yeah.
It's fucking good. I like that.
You can go back in time, and what you're gonna do is stop the Kennedy assassination.
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo Rivera.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. It goes back to only a certain point, remember?
Merriman Smith?
Oh, that's who initially came up with it, and then Geraldo Rivera got it somehow later
And he's
on.
like the one who put it on the news and
Yeah.
released it and made it mainstream. But don't you know what I'm saying? The fucking 11/22/63. He can only go back in time to one point. It's not like he has a choice.
Yeah, I'm going back here and chilling, dude.
I mean, he kind of
You
does.
want me to put all this work in?
That's
dude?
what he does at the
Hell
end
no.
of it.
I'm going to the 60s, and I'm hanging out. You know what I mean? What the?
For sure.
Fair enough.
Joe B, the world needs to know, what's your thought on JFK?
I mean, what I know about him is like my grandparents loved the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, anybody you talk to from like the older generations, they love JFK.
Yeah.
It seems like anybody that the people love, it's like, let's get him out of here. You know what I mean? That's how like the higher ups or whatever. Oh, everybody likes this guy. Let's get him out of here and replace him with somebody else that people.
You know how they would have got him nowadays, they would have Me Too'd him the
Yep.
the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have done all that.
Yeah, no need to shoot someone in the fucking head.
Yeah, they got the playbook now.
Yeah.
Well, so Bert, pull up, the speech where he talks about the Illuminati or the
JFK?
yeah JFK. JFK basically.
So,
so
secret societies.
yeah,
and
so
stuff like that.
JFK basically I'm pretty sure it was the last speech he gave. He basically denounced like that there was this higher than the U.S. government society, right, of beings or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that he was trying to expose, and then
Yeah, I don't think it was the mob, dude.
it was definitely not the mob.
They don't have.
It's
They didn't have-
and you got to look at history. I mean, Gaddafi, perfect example.
CIA.
Yeah, that poor guy. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking make my own currency, gold, instead of the U.S. dollar." And they're like, "This guy." They fucking sent some. All right, here we go. It's 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's hang out and watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You gonna have video on
the
this?
very word secrecy
You
is
have video on
repugnant
this?
in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence in the response and dedication of our citizens whenever they are fully informed. I not only could not stifle controversy among your readers, I welcome it. This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We intend to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution, not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion. This means greater coverage and analysis of international news, for it is no longer far away and foreign, but close at hand and local. It means greater attention to improved understanding of the news, as well as improved transmission. And it means, finally, that government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside the narrowest limits of national security. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
Yeah, I feel like the end of that needed like the like, because he got fucking derailed after that one.
I was thinking two things there.
Yeah.
One, comparing him to fucking Joe Biden is a joke. And two, I'm thinking they should, which would never happen, but that dude would whoop the shit out of Trump and Biden at the same time. Yeah. Why can't we get a president like that?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And that's,
we need this guy.
Yeah, well, and this is like, this should be the leader of the free world, right? Yeah. Because he's actually standing on something that is a true and present danger that we all know about. You know what I mean? It's like, well, the news is lying to us. Well, we're being manipulated. Well, you know what I mean? All the things that he was talking about were put into place and are currently active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's insane. It's truly insane that and they've pushed the boundaries, right? They see how far they can get away with it. And it's like 9/11 happened. Great litmus test. Let's see how far what we can get away with, and they got away with it. And then it's like, and then it became all the shootings, and then it became, let's see how we can corral a city into martial law, and then like it's like all the tests, right? You look at it, and like I hate going. Well, I love going down the conspiracy rabbit hole, but
I feel like we need to switch it up.
What do you mean?
Oh man, don't you just want to know what happened so bad though?
Yeah, but we just
listen.
I know, but don't ruin that like the fucking. I don't know, man. Don't you fucking wonder?
1,000%. A couple of kids from Afghanistan that never even drove a car before didn't come to America hijack a plane, fly it 500 miles away, and then hit the fucking Pentagon. That definitely didn't happen. It's impossible.
The Pentagon was a missile, but
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think any of it. Honestly, I don't think any of that. Those dudes from over in the Middle East came over here.
No,
never
they're
flew.
framed, dude.
Yeah, never flew
For
a
sure.
fucking plane.
Dean's watch the
Dude,
news
think about how
now.
impossible that is.
no,
you
what's
ever-
the point?
I don't watch the news.
No.
Yeah, I did. A little bit.
I don't watch the news nowadays either. I'm just saying, like the 9/11 stuff. I don't know. I think they hit fucking. They got hit with planes. I do.
Yeah, but not who was flying them.
I think these fucking goofy terrorists that because of a miscommunication between the fucking FBI and the CIA, like, dude, every one of them we had on like lists that were supposed to be checked out. There was no communication between the FBI and the CIA having like this type of information. The dudes were like, they were fucking flying planes, taking flight tests and learning to fly in Florida.
In single engine Cessnas.
No, they were doing flight simulators for like big fucking planes.
Listen to me.
I'm just saying, dude, you don't have to. Hey, bro, if you don't have to learn how to land it, you can fly the fucking plane and hit a huge building in the air.
When you say single-engine Cessna, I just think of George Young.
Yeah.
That's all I think about.
So you think some dudes on a flight simulator could hijack a plane, fly it states away, and then hit their target?
Yeah,
You think it's
yeah, it's a huge fucking. The World Trade Centers wouldn't be that hard to hit.
Yeah, so my whole thing on it is that it looks like an operation. If you stand back and you look at it,
Yeah.
the variables, it just is an operation.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, dude, it's like something like that takes so much planning, manpower, work, thought process, like so many innate barriers to entry to even get into that space, right?
Yeah, that's the thing too.
It's like
I think it happened.
I think the flight flying over Pennsylvania was like our government freaking the fuck out and shooting a fucking plane down.
random
What
plane.
what Doug said.
Yeah, that's 100%.
I believe.
Yeah.
Also, the Pentagon. Listen, I'm just saying that there's a lot of fucking creepy shit about the Pentagon. That I'm like, yeah, fuck.
Hey, here's the other fucked up thing.
I don't think they hit that
about
with a fucking plane.
9/11. So on a normal day, the Twin Towers would have like 80,000 people in them. You know how many people died
Yeah.
on 9/11?
Yeah, 3,200 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Come
look,
on.
look.
They were like all firefighters. So the buildings were empty when they got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that? Come
I
on,
think we're
dude.
fucking empty. But,
but-
I know, like, so many people call.
But
off
in
and shit.
comparison to
No.
I know. That's why I said, like, there were specifically like a lot of people that fucking like just weren't at work that day.
Bro, if they would have killed 20,000, it would still be like, bro, there was like no one in there.
Dude, a lot of them got out. They got hit high up. A lot of people got out, dude. I'm just saying. They did a lot of
and
people
then
got out.
and then the bombs.
Yeah, and then the bombs went
Hey.
off. That's
Yeah.
I don't think there were bombs in there. I just don't.
well. All right,
Hey,
so
from the first plane hitting and it falling, how long did it take? Bert, do you know this number?
10 minutes.
So you
for some
think
reason I'm thinking like
80,000 people got out of them buildings
I don't
in
think it was
10
that
minutes?
soon. I don't think it was that soon. I think that should be looked up before that's just said.
Bert's pretty with it. I trust him.
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, say like from when it first got hit to how long it went down. I know it wasn't that long, and I don't think there was.
Hey,
it definitely wasn't 80,000
So
people.
I was in
just
a
saying.
building downtown, and I accidentally set the fire alarm off. I was working in it, and it was about 12 stories. Okay, so you set the fire alarm off. Elevators completely shut down. Now you got to take the steps. It took like 15 minutes for 50 people to get out of that building.
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, and that's he does bring up a great point about the elevators. Those elevators would automatically shut down in an emergency situation.
I know. How fucking long would it take? It wasn't fucking 10.
It takes forever,
I-
dude.
I know,
You
but
have
no,
people
I'm
coming
saying,
out
but-
of each floor.
You motherfucker, I know.
What? 25 minutes.
Where are you getting this from? Where? Fucking show us. Fucking Bert.
You just can't see that, Dave.
Dude, I got 20/20 vision.
It wasn't long. It wasn't long.
Yeah.
I remember it. I remember it happened. And I was.
You were.
I remember it. I was in my mom's car. She was driving me to school.
You were 9.
Huh?
You were 9.
I was in 7th grade.
How? You're 32, aren't you?
33.
Only 29 minutes passed between the two World Trade Centers falling.
Not since the first one was hit.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. First tower hit to fall time.
When was it hit?
This is dark.
And then when did it fall? I'm just saying, if you want to say it was fucking 11 minutes, I just don't.
I don't think
Big ad for Pfizer.
it would take. It would take. Dude, it would legitimately take like 3 hours to get all them people out of that building.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, man. It's an operation. It's an op, dude.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll all agree to disagree and move on.
We go over to other countries, and we have
nothing similar.
And we have operations. Yes, we do. We overthrow countries. That's what we do. That's one of our games.
Okay, what? Like what?
Gaddafi, perfect example.
What is? We didn't do that.
They just did this in a country in Africa
Somalia.
recently. Yeah, they just completely rigged the elections.
Yeah. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we do that, but that's way fucking different than blowing up 2 of the world's biggest fucking buildings.
What's the difference from that to having 20 choreographed Apache helicopters sit out key areas and launch strategic missiles into windows and then fucking
I'll tell you,
destroying a whole city?
Okay. Because you're taking fucking 20 Apache helicopters and you're blowing up a fucking city rather than this some secret operation in your own fucking country that you're going to then have a conspiracy with thousands of people in this entire operation that's being hidden. There's no one ever that's like, this was
55 minutes.
that we did this on purpose and we know.
Hey,
that's never been fucking like
what's
proven or recorded.
You know what's the best about that? A fucking building fell at 5:30 p.m. Did you see that? Go back to what you were looking at. Building 7, World Trade Center.
Yeah, the tower number 7
falls at 5:30 p.m. Come on, dude.
What do you mean?
It was demolished. You think that it was like fucking 12 hours later.
Yeah, what the fuck did they blow up a building that's completely empty for just fucking 12 hours later?
Just get all the insurance money.
Oh my God.
How'd that building fall 12 hours later, dude? Come on, man.
I don't know, from all the fucking debris and the craziness that just happened. I don't know. It seems.
But like, again, if you freeze the frames of the actual planes, they're gray planes with no fucking windows on them. It's a government plane.
Oh my God. See, that's the stuff.
I mean,
like
look
all
at that.
the
But
big-
you can't even.
Tell me,
dude. Look at it, Andrew. Look at it. It's flying like this. You see the underbelly of it, dude, and it's a shitty video. You can't tell.
Yeah, but what
about the people in the?
What
like,
color are most airlines? They're white.
You're telling me, Mr. fucking film guy who's picky about the lighting is going to tell me that you can tell what fucking color it is?
Hey, I don't even care about the video. You can make anything look good on a video.
Exactly.
I can fucking.
Yeah.
Or
Did
look
you ever
bad.
see Avatar?
Yeah, yeah, right. How the big thing is nothing would ever be able to get that close without it being allowed to be that close.
Yeah, you do.
They're not just. It's not like.
Since
It's
in
not like.
2001.
Yeah, dude. Airspace is way different than the street.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God. That's crazy.
So
No.
riddle me this, Dave S3.
Okay.
So the reason
I don't have answers. I'm just saying
yeah,
I don't think it was blown up.
Yeah, the reason why they couldn't, their quote unquote reason why they couldn't shoot them down because it was in a restricted airspace and they knew that they were hijacked fucking 12 minutes, aka 12 to 20 minutes into the flight. It happened mid-flight. They were flying over fucking, you know what I mean, several, because it was only like I think a 2.5 hour flight was the one. So the reason why they couldn't figure it out is because on that exact day, all of the military forces were having a training exercise where they just put up all these crazy targets into their radar system, random targets on that exact day.
See,
how would Jihad know that?
Is that true?
Look that up.
We're just gonna get into like all this looking up stuff. I'm just saying questions. I feel like with 9/11 and stuff, people just bring up things that like are things that like, oh, the training thing and all the false flags for shootings.
How can you even believe what you do find when you pull it up, though? We're fact checking. Come on.
I think some can be like cited and sources.
Yeah, do military training exercise during 9/11.
How they shoot.
Here's the other thing too. Osama bin Laden, CIA. He was
CIA
getting paid by the CIA.
Yep, it's very close with our government.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We legitimately that whole thing. Hey, I love our military, but that whole war was a farce.
The military exercises, war games planned for the military exercises, war games planned for the September 11th, 2001.
The Global Guardian.
Nuclear command and control. Well, Andrew, how did they shoot down? You just said the United 93 was shot down.
That because that happened whenever it was aware that something was going on. There was enough time had passed where just some guy who's like in an F-18 already is like, oh, well, this one got fucking hijacked too. I know it. And they just fucking lit it up.
And first off, they fucking, whatever.
But look at that.
I don't think they fucking they were hijacked that soon.
No, but military exercises, war games planned for September 11th, 2001. Tell me the coincidence of that.
The first thing on fucking Google, I just don't trust that. I'm sorry, but like I said,
if it supported what you were saying, you'd trust it.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You don't trust that, but you trust that they didn't rig something up there. That it's exactly how you believe.
No, I don't. I don't say I believe that I know what it is. I just don't think that we fucking set bombs in our own building and blew it up.
Dude, it's just. Look,
I think
man,
it was just a massive miscommunication, and then they
opportunists. All right, Joe. Joe.
I don't know. Did they say it was something about like the stock market or something?
Well, and then there was like an opportunist jumped on the fact of Halliburton and all the contracts and the war. Like all that shit was like clearly to make money. Like that's not like a fucking thing. The Halliburton contracts for all the construction. Yeah, but I don't believe they blew it up on purpose. I don't.
What do you think,
And like
Joe?
real people died on that fucking plane.
Everyone's got to be quiet.
I don't know.
You don't have an.
I don't know.
Not okay.
It's time to move on.
I agree.
It's time to move on. We got deep in that one.
No, I was happy. I'm happy that Dave was here too to kind of disagree with us and give us a.
It appears that I'm always.
Me and Andrew were just here talking about it. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, we would have went deep on that one.
Everyone's always happy that I'm here to disagree with shit. I would love to talk about whatever. I think we could get into some school shooting conspiracy. We'd all believe.
No, we ain't doing all that.
Yeah, that's a deep water, Dave.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say it's deep water?
I don't know. I like the podcast.
But you'll talk about 9/11. Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
I mean, there's whole movies made about that it not being real. So.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to look at
like
a few
documentary
things.
on it, too.
How much can we control? Not much.
Fahrenheit.
What can we influence?
Yeah.
Not much. Will people enjoy that conversation because they're thinking the same thing? More than likely.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If we all 100% know 9/11 was fake, or not fake, but it was planned by our own government, what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, exactly.
They got us right where they want us.
Gotcha, bitch.
Well, I think they knew it was going to happen. I do. But I just think it was.
There was some other stuff that came out too, where they like the insurance. They like raised the insurance on some of the offices down there too, like days before that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're always doing that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like things like I just feel like there's things that you can take that always happened and then like put it just to this, and you're like, see.
Hey, here's what we can actually look up. How many CEOs died on 9/11?
Look that up. That's actually a real good one. That's actually this might be the fucking needle in the haystack right here. Great question, Justin.
I think people knew.
Because in that building, there got to be at least like 30 of them.
Hopefully.
30, fuck, right?
At least.
Right?
We lost them all.
A CEO took his son to school on 9/11. That motherfucker never took his son to school.
not a single CEO was killed on
I feel like you
9/11.
can't just whatever. I don't think that matters anyways. I think they knew it was going to happen. I'm just saying. I feel like you grazed through it. That doesn't show that none died. I'm just saying.
The big
That's
money
not like the
players
support
were
of
A
the
like-
quick
some
skim
more-
brings up no definite number.
The number one story: a CEO took his son to school in downtown New York City. No driver, nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it myself today.
Got an email.
Yeah.
I shouldn't come to work today.
Tired of paying child support.
So, I mean, I guess this brings up like a very interesting, topic is that, being that we were addicts and still are addicts, there's that search, at a point for interesting things. You know what I mean? I remember vividly being in an active addiction and just like wanting crazy shit to be true. And wanting, like when COVID happened,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, phoo-wee! Like I was like, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
this one and have some fun. I was walking around Pittsburgh, not a soul, dude.
Yeah.
In the streets, not an ambulance, not a fucking single human being. I had the whole city to myself, and the other crazy motherfuckers running around.
I was at the farm, like days before everything started getting, like, I believe it was March 18th is when, or 17th or 18th is when everything got fucking shut down. I was at the farm. Some of you guys might know him. Remember Alec?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
him.
so
Tattooed eye.
yeah, tattooed eyes.
I took his room.
So he was like my best fucking friend for like the little bit I had. Him and this like crazy little hippie stoner dude, Matt, out at the farm.
I worked with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this trio.
Dude, they were like, I knew it was an odd one. He would always go, they were talking about this, and he was like, Dave S3, you're going to be one of the first ones to fucking go, man. And I was like, why? Because, like, none of this is going to happen like you're saying? He's like, they're going to tell you can't go out. It's going to be fucking martial law, and if you come out of your house, they're going to fucking shoot you. And, like, just this, and Alec is like, oh, my God. And they're just outplaying this huge, like, scenario. And I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, no, that's going to happen. You're so dramatic. I was like, dude, even if it fucking does, people get sick. It's like the fucking flu. Who cares? Like, nothing. And he's like, you fucking passive sheep. And I'm like, God damn. I'm like, I don't really think I'm like that, bro. But whatever. Like, I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
I remember just not being ready for like, I'm like, what do you mean we can't go? What do you mean places are closed?
Yeah.
Like, what? Walmart closes now?
Bad time to be homeless.
I'm like, what
Oh,
the fuck
dude.
are you talking about?
Or a great time, depending on who you knew.
well, you couldn't go in anywhere. You couldn't just hang out. Like,
Well, dude, it was like, it was, for addicts, it was like an opportune time.
yeah.
Like, dude, I did some shit that I'm really not proud about and I'm not going to talk about on here.
Yeah.
But
Come on.
no, it like literally, just think about it, dude. When they say we shut down stuff to an addict and like a thief, it's like all they're telling me is there's no people in these buildings.
Yeah.
What can I get away with? You know what I mean? Literally, that's all I saw out of it. I felt like a king for a few days.
I don't
wasn't
remember how
using-
long it lasted, but I remember there being like a strict curfew, even,
See, I wasn't
and it was
using
like going to cop after curfew.
Yeah.
I was like,
Listen, you could have said if you
Mask
leave your
up.
house, if you leave your house, we're gonna shoot you. If I'm getting loaded, bro, I'm leaving, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting
exactly.
there and kicking.
yeah,
Come on.
no.
See, I wasn't using then, though, you know what I mean? I was clean for COVID. So, like, yeah, I
I
know
got
that's
clean before the shutdown.
I was in it. The whole group I came in was in it. You know what I mean? And that kind of bonded us together because we were like, it's kind of crazy out
That
there.
was
House meetings.
And oh, dude. So that's the thing, dude. It's like you think about, how crazy, the world's going on and everybody is like fucking. But it's like people like us. It's like we still have to we have to, talk and communicate and like stay okay, right? It's like we can't just like isolate. It's like what kills us. And I remember coming in, and it's just like it was so not what it is now, where it's like everyone's just like, oh, what house you going to? Oh, we're all going to this house, and it's like 20 dudes in a small fucking room, chain smoking Newports. Like, you can't see, your eyes are fucking watering, and everyone's like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, we're in this together sort of thing. And I was like, dude, craziest time, because I fucking thought, like, as this was happening, I was like, they started talking about the PUA money, and I was like, thank God I got out, because that shit, if I would, like, people were making like 40 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You.
People were making like fucking, they were like fucking, oh yeah, I fucking lost my job like fucking 7 months ago. You know what I mean? Because of COVID or whatever. And it's like everyone's getting paid. And I watched this dude who's since passed away, right? He worked with me up at Nemacolin. He like fucking came home. He's like, yeah, I got $38,000. I was like, oh, cool, dude. What are you going to get with it? And he was like, I bought 12 quads. And I was like, you bought what? He's like, I bought 12 quads. Can I bum a smoke? I'm like, I was like, wait a minute. You bought 12 quads. You don't have any money? He's like, oh, and I bought my girl a car. And I said, dude, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
And God bless you.
That's why they weren't worried about giving that money out, because they knew they were getting that right back, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
No one was doing the right thing with that shit.
I remember it like coming, and I was like, and it finally hit, and I was like, this is our chance.
We're gonna make
turn it around. Yeah. Everything's gonna be great. Nah, it was just like I just
prolonged it.
It just gave me startup money to do shit
Continue.
I just didn't need to be doing.
Yeah, just to make your habit worse.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe,
that was like, oh, this is startup money to sell now, and then I'll sustain this way, and that's really what it was.
I think the way this is how you get back at the government, though, is you have to stay clean, right? Because in that situation, if you're, you know what I mean, they want you to just blow all of it.
Yeah.
So if you can take it and stay clean and do the right thing with it, that's how you eventually get back.
Oh, yeah. And, like, dude, listen, it was good for the economy in a lot of ways, because, like, a lot of people started businesses. It's like everybody and their mother was, like, a contractor all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it's like, that's not a good thing, because it's like literally my whole first year of business was, like, fixing people who had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Like, they would come, yeah, they came, I gave them the money, and they disappeared the next day. You know what I mean? And you show up, and they just, like, would demo, like, fucking half a wall and just cut a water line and, like, fucking just leave electrical fucking shit just exposed. And
Well, everything's so expensive, too. Like, just to buy wood and stuff like that during COVID was insane. And people were still building because...
Oh, yeah. Dude, I watched a $600,000 house go over 1.1 million.
Yeah, because that's how inflation works. Inflation only sucks when you don't own anything.
Yeah.
If you don't own a house, then money goes up. You're just spending more money. But if you own a fucking skyscraper and inflation goes up, well, now your fucking $40 million skyscrapers now is worth $80 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why they do that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Tim said it to me like so simply. Just everyone's trapped in their house. He's like, of course they want to change shit. He's like, they're just looking at shit that they fucking hate at all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, so people were just like buying and building and like, here, put this fucking
DIY
concrete.
projects. Yeah.
Do my fucking driveway. Put this wall in. Like,
How many babies were made from COVID? That's going to be a thing.
my
A
God.
COVID baby?
Yeah, it is.
And how many divorces happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
And now
man.
you're stuck in your house with your wife.
Man. Well,
See, Andrew,
Yeah.
were you here? Because you hadn't been here. You weren't here yet when, like, you were here for, like, house meetings.
yeah.
But, Joe, like, you had to, I know you, because I didn't have a phone at the time, but everyone I was around did.
Uh-huh.
I remember the meeting, people being like, oh, shit, Friday night. Not meeting, church is closed. Monday, we're not meeting there. Tuesday, we're not meeting there. And it was, like, literally, like, the same day, and I think it was, like, March 18th, when it was just, like, texts were coming through at different people, And then everybody was spreading the word.
Yeah, I'll take
this
another
meeting
coffee.
shut. This meeting shut down. This meeting shut down. This meeting shut down. And it was like, holy fuck, all 7 home groups I have are like not meeting
Operational,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, we didn't initially just go to like, oh, we're going to do house meetings. It was kind of like a fucking, this is how I remember it. It was like a panic at first.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
I started to think that meetings were going to be like no more.
Yeah, see? That's what I thought.
Well, and that's like, I think there was like a lot of people, like whenever it first came back online and everybody was like gung-ho, you know what I mean? Like it was like real serious all of a sudden. Because I remember like walking down into a room and being like, what the fuck? I'm like, who are all these motherfuckers? And
Everybody was super grateful just to be
and
in
they're like,
meetings.
and they're all just like all fucking primed and ready to go. I'm like, I feel uncomfortable. And like, but it was like, it was definitely one of those things where like, I mean, let's just be real. I mean, the whole COVID thing was an experience for like the world. You know what I mean? Where everyone was like, well, we could probably have handled this better, and it's like masks are a joke, but it was like maybe a good idea at some point. But now we really understand that like people are pretty rough. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of like psychologically like unstable things, because that whole period of time, it's like no cops were like during the shutdown thing. It's like cops were at like the bare minimum. People were dying left and right from ODs. You know what I mean? Like if you look at like the OD rate during that period of time, it was like fucking quadruple what the normal average is.
It was bad.
Yeah, and there was like, because it's like everybody's getting free money. You know what I mean? It's like there's this introduction of like fentanyl, right? And it was like the perfect storm. And like I don't believe in coincidence. When it comes to this specific thing, it's like, it's really funny that COVID happened and the pharmaceutical companies were like our knight in shining armor, right? As they were about to all have to pay out billions and billions of dollars in fucking money for fucking killing millions of people during the opioid epidemic. They were all about to the chopping block was about to come down in court. And then literally a day or two later, before they went to court and were going to have to pay out for the Geneva Convention or whatever it was, fucking COVID happened. You know what I mean? Well, it's like where all the countries got together and we're like, hey, like, Pfizer, you're getting hit, fucking, like Merck, like all these large,
Pharma.
Yeah, big pharma was basically going, like, basically there was whole pharmaceutical companies that in between the start of COVID and when this chopping block happened completely dissolved, because they knew they were just they completely dissolved and got bought out by other pharmaceutical companies, right? Because they were like switching hands basically.
I believe all that.
Purdue Pharmaceuticals, that's the OxyContin one, right?
Purdue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, them motherfuckers. They're probably, none of them are in jail. They should all be in prison, dude.
Have you seen that Hulu series, Dope Sick?
Oh, yeah.
I watched.
So good.
Is it?
It is.
But isn't Dope Sick, though, it's not a real documentary.
No, it's a show. Yeah, it's a show.
So yeah,
But it's based on.
It's depicting.
It's still.
Yeah.
It's not a documentary,
I know.
but it's
Actual.
it's got actors and shit in it, but it's based on what really happened.
Real life
I
events,
lose
yeah.
interest on that. I don't know. I'm weird. Like, I don't know why.
You like documentaries, though?
If it was a documentary, I promise you, I'd be like, oh my God, this is so cool. But then you lose me because, man, Cocaine Bear is based on a fucking true story.
It's not this. That's not.
I get it. I'm just saying that they're like, it's based on a true story. And then there's so much fucking fake shit.
No, but
isn't.
if it's like very factual, if you like look into it and you see like
I believe you.
Yeah, what they did
dates
to the
and
people.
dollar amounts and all that shit.
Yeah, what they did to the people in West Virginia, PA, Ohio, it's disgusting, dude. They ruin lives to make money. They knew what they were doing.
Well, yeah, the OxyContin. Listen, my dad died from it, so like I'm not.
Yeah.
Well,
Like it shows how they were pushing one for children.
oh, yeah.
and everything.
So
Well, and they knew it, dude. It was supposed to be for fucking terminal
And they knew, and they worded all the shit a specific way because to say they deliberately lied, saying it was
And they knew.
non-addictive and shit, and they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
Well, and that and even the craziest part about it is when those patents started were up, it was past the 60-year cycle or 70-year cycle of the patents for those. It's they were all well, so if you make something novel again, you can repatent it for another 70 years. And they were just oh, well, we'll just lighten the dose a little bit and we'll give it to children. You know what I mean? That was the whole thing. And they literally got away with it, which is insane.
Yeah.
And they're it's oh yeah, now you can give small doses of Oxycontin to children. You know what I mean?
It just goes back to what we were talking about Sunday, how the U.S. isn't a country. It's just a marketplace to make money. And
Yeah, it's a capitalistic society.
Yeah.
We don't have. Listen, I was using that as an example because the real story behind it is that a bear ate cocaine, ran 100 yards, and then died. There's no fucking all the dramatizations that they have in the movie and this whole fucking plot line. I feel like that's how a lot of fucking things that are a dramatization. I get what you're saying. That's how my mind works. Where it's I automatically pick it apart and I'm
Yeah, no, as soon as I do the same, I really do the same thing too, where it's based on true events.
Yeah,
It's all right, that's loose.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
But it doesn't even, it honestly, as far as I remember, it doesn't
later,
even
Joe.
really state that. It's just
Joe
you can
V
look
is
into
out.
everything about all the facts.
cited
it's
facts,
all, yeah.
math, numbers,
Yeah.
Get in here,
Actual
Bert.
articles and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We've got a special guest tonight.
No, fuck you, Bert. You're not allowed on here.
Yeah, I like this. A good way to end the episode.
Yeah, this is a good way to end.
He got a little fire in him.
Oh yeah. How you doing? Bert is here.
Joe just said, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he had to go pick. He had to pick somebody up from work, I guess.
Oh,
He
really?
didn't even say bye.
He just walked over
Yeah,
there
he
and he
did.
looked at me and he said, "I gotta go."
Yeah, that's Joe for you, dude.
No, that means he has to have sex. I mean, that's what else would you leave here for?
I didn't really picture him in front of a mic anyways. He's a silent guy.
Yeah. He was on. We had a good episode with him.
We did really.
This wasn't the first time he was on?
No, this
No.
is the second time. Yeah.
The conspiracy's really lost
It got him.
him.
It
we're-
did.
we're-
We
that's-
lost
yeah.
him.
Well, there's another
fault.
story behind that, and I'll tell you guys.
I get
after,
lost with
but
those too, to be honest with
It's
you.
yeah, I don't think that was his cup of tea. But regardless of anything, Bert, fill us in. What's the day-to-day life for Bert?
Oh, day-to-day life for Bert. Okay, so I am a musician. It's part of my income. I wake up, go to the gym, go to work. Typically either come here or go back to the gym. Tuesdays and Thursdays are typically MMA. Friday nights are cage fights.
What do you mean cage fights?
Wow, see, so
I do the MMA cage fighting thing, and Friday nights are training for that.
we picked the wrong guy
Okay,
to bully.
so you're training for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
When you say cage fights, I thought
Well,
you were.
they have a cage set up.
So what do you guys reenact? If you were gonna actually be in an event, you have a crowd and the real time.
There's no crowd. It's us sparring and training with each other.
In a
No, that's
cage.
not a cage fight. It's just training.
Yeah, it's just training, but it's in a cage. It's cage training.
Just leave
Cage
it alone,
fights, but-
Dave.
Are we so we're not on the thing of picking on Bert anymore?
I mean, Brandon
Not
Ness
now.
doesn't do.
Not now.
I don't. That doesn't fucking.
Who's Brandon?
doesn't-
Ness?
He was a guy that sat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat where you.
Apparently, no one liked him on here. I did. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
It was okay.
I thought Brandon was good.
I thought you didn't like
I
him.
don't know who this is.
Bert was it was okay.
It was all right. We couldn't hear him. I kept turning him up.
So Bert, how the ladies treating you, man?
I do fine. I do pretty well.
Well, your roommate told me they call you Big Dick Bert behind the scenes.
What was that?
Big Dick Bert, they call you behind the scenes. He wanted me to repeat it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, he did. He said, "How you do with the women?"
I do all right.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. You got a big dick then. You got a hammer, huh?
Well, it's about average, but I'm short and small, so it looks bigger.
That's a great illusion.
That's,
It
I mean,
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
25% black.
yeah.
It worked out for him.
A quarter
gotta
like us, right?
Yeah, use a match. It's way better. You know how to light a cigar with a match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you cut it already?
No, I did not. I need a.
Oh, okay.
I normally have a pocket knife on me, but I completely I just came from work. So
Let
I
me,
don't have
when, dude, I couldn't get those fucking things to hit very well.
I thought I was able to get them open. You got, whenever you cut it, you gotta
Not a Stogue guy.
I did.
loosen it.
I feel like he sat down at the table and like we're like getting him to smoke weed for the first time.
I did that during band camp.
Band camp. What'd you play, Bert?
I was clarinet and electric guitar.
What do you play
At
now?
the same damn time.
Right now I play electric guitar. I am a guitarist and I play clarinet for a couple of local groups.
Are you in a band? No, and I mean for the guitar, not because you just said for the clarinet.
No,
You are.
I do studio work. So I sell on a website called Fiverr. If I'm allowed to announce that here.
Yeah.
But,
So pin
What's
yourself. Yeah. Do a
I don't
shout
know
out.
what my tag is offhand.
Oh man.
Come to the table and I'm like your tag.
What's that mean? So how do you? Because you said it's part of your income, and I'm actually not being a dick. I'm curious now. Like, how does that?
Here, buddy. You're never gonna like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Now he's really smoking.
Oh God, yeah.
The end looks like it's something from a
I'm
cartoon.
really
like
shitty
it
at
was
doing this.
blown out.
And I forgot. I trimmed the wrong side.
Do you want me to?
Was there
do you
a
want me to-
firecracker?
I need you to
in
start
that first
Yeah,
time you tried to light it? Or?
Give me the matches.
That's what I was watching him trim the wrong side, and I just let it happen. That's how good.
It's been a long ass day. So like,
I get that.
That's
So
right.
what? No, back to this. So how do you make money from this like
So,
Pfizer thing you said?
it's
I know.
Pfizer.
Fiverr.
So the way this works is basically I go on there and I have some almost like modeling where you put in the stuff you've recorded.
I don't know what bottling
I
is.
said modeling.
Oh,
So like
okay.
you have basically a portfolio.
Okay.
And you have your previous work. And people will say, okay, I like your work. I like your style. I'll hire you. I need you to record this, this, or this. And then you record it on your computer if you have an at-home studio like I do. And I record these guitar lines and I send it to them and they pay me.
And then what do they use them for? Whatever
Whatever they need to. I typically don't ask.
That's good. Why not? Like, wouldn't you like? Don't you want to see your work like in action or whatever?
Not really, because once I sell it to them, it's no longer my work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. That's interesting. I've never heard of that before.
A lot of indie bands will actually use places like Fiverr and hire studio musicians to get guitar lines.
Okay.
I'm on a couple. Well, I'm not personally, but I've played on a couple of albums.
I thought for sure you were gonna burn yourself.
Good job, man. Get the young buck hitting that.
See, that looks like it's hitting good. Why didn't mine hit like that?
Well, you gotta know how to
Fuck you.
light a cigar, I guess. I don't. Yeah. This is fantastic. We've got the round table. We've got Bert. He's interesting as hell. He puts us all to shame, really.
Yeah.
Bert, do you
going
just train or do you like watch MMA?
Well, give me
I
that
watch
cigarette.
MMA, not whole. What do you want? I don't watch it too much anymore because I don't have TV. I don't like watching live television.
Why? Even for sports and stuff, I get it. Like probably not. It's just like
Yeah.
not good for you.
I'm not a big TV
like a good
guy
thing to
either,
do.
man.
Well, yeah, but what about like sporting events and stuff?
Sporting events, I've been to so many because I've been playing music that I just don't watch them anymore.
Do you?
I'll watch like the highlights and that kind of thing, but watching actual sporting events I've gotten kind of old.
I'm surprised even with MMA.
They've gotten kind of old. I'll watch like the big fights for UFC, like John Jones.
You watch him in Gone, Surreal Gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I know there's another fight coming up soon. I can't remember who it is. There's a bar here locally. Since I'm not an addict,
I gotcha.
I'll go and watch their fights.
Which ones? What place has them?
Bull Feathers.
Oh, the one in Smithfield.
Yes.
Or whatever that's
Yeah.
probably Fair Chance or
It's Fair
something.
Chance.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that there were fucking places around here that even had them. I mean, I'm not going to go, but like I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
I used to go there. You can like still sit away from the bar and fucking watch them. But it's all
So, Bert, what's your interpretation of us?
What do you mean?
Being
You know,
behind the scenes?
this is actually good because as a non-addict,
non-addict.
idiot, what do you think about us?
Well, you seem like pretty decent guys. I wouldn't take you as any different from any other people. But the big thing with recovery guys I picked up is that you're a lot more reliable than the rest of the population.
Wow.
Like if I call you for something and like, hey, I'm broke down on the side of the road somewhere, I'll probably have at least 2 guys to come help me.
Wow.
If I'm stuck somewhere.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more the guys that we're around that are like that. I don't know if you go anywhere. I mean, maybe I don't want to speak bad on recovery and stuff like that, but
Like Nick L's my roommate.
But
He's probably one of my best
experience,
friends.
yeah.
You don't ash with a.
I think that's the whole one of
I
the big
figured
things.
not, but I wanted to get like most of that off.
I think that's one of the big things about like staying clean is. I mean, we all know this is. We used to be real unreliable, and now
right. Just
you know,
got to
to
change
stay-
everything.
Yeah, change everything. So now if we say we're going to do something, we do it.
Yeah. I was raised in a military household. My dad's ex-military, and I was basically trained from birth that if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. And on top of that, if you say you're going to do something, you better damn well do it.
Yeah,
So it's nice seeing that in other people too.
yeah,
Yeah, the mentality is strong. I mean, I think I feel like everybody wants to be that person.
Yeah.
But you don't get there by wanting
You
to
have
have
to do
it.
it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Because only you can decide what kind of person you want to be.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a scumbag and basically not show up or be a man of your word, then that's your ultimate decision.
See, I think that's what like separates. Like I know what you mean, but like that's just not how I view it, and I feel like that's not how people in recovery view it.
How do you do it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the separation of like what an addict and a normal person.
Right.
Like you have a choice of being like, yeah, well, you know,
I choose to be shitty or I choose not to be.
yeah.
You
Sometimes
don't think we choose to at this point. You don't think
Yes.
we choose to be shitty?
at this point, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, but like, would you ever make that statement that it's all a choice and like, oh, I get to be having the experience that you've had
Yeah.
through getting clean and all that? Would you ever say like, I have the choice of being, I had the choice of being a shitty person to being a good person now? I would never fucking say that.
Yeah. I mean,
He's true.
Well,
he's
yeah,
right
he's
on
right.
that. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I think that's just.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not trying to start.
yes,
no. You're right.
No, but it comes back to the same thing, right? Is like for him, right? His dad was saying,
Exactly.
"This is it, or this is not." You know what I mean? Or you're not a part of this, right? And that's fundamentally the same fucking thing.
That's why it's interesting.
Yeah.
But the thought process of it being like a choice and just thinking like so simply, well, yeah, it was your choice. Like if you want to be a part of this, you can. And it's like, that's just.
Well, I think shout out to the normies out there and the people who feel like they want something more in their life and they want drive. Surround yourself with driven people who might be a little intimidating, who maybe might seem severe, maybe strong on their principles and their beliefs. The real go-getters. Get them close in your life, and you will be better.
yeah. We don't want wishy-washy people
Yes.
out here, man.
Yeah, I mean it's real simple.
If your only form of accountability is with people that don't stand behind their word and hold to it, then
Yeah.
that's
don't
your
got much.
standard.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
You're going to, I mean,
it makes it so much easier to be
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's acceptable, and I
you almost feel too like if you're doing something a certain way, if you're giving people your all and showing up and doing what you say you're going to do, and it's just not reciprocated, eventually it's going to feel like your hand was forced to just not do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what one of the big problems with society now, and you know how maybe a lot of us got in this situation that, you know, before it was being a family man and having kids, that was cool, and then growing up, you know what I mean, people kind of, all this stuff, you know what I mean, all the music, I don't want to go down into that, but all the music and stuff like that, you know what type of music was on when we were in middle school and stuff, and what we thought was cool, it wasn't going to work, you know, being honest and being a man of your word, that wasn't what was cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
it was the pie in the sky shit.
So on the topic
Yeah.
of music, what kind of music do you guys listen to? Sorry for taking over there a second, Andrew.
Oh, you're good.
I listen to a lot of country,
Okay.
Tyler Childers.
All right.
I've been listening to some Hank Williams Jr., older country,
That's pretty old.
Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
My playlist, I'll let you listen to my playlist. There's just a lot of older country and stuff like that on it.
I don't picture that from you. That's
A
cool.
lot of
though.
people say that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to listen to?
Trap.
Yeah, trap music.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Really?
That's what I think. Yeah. As much as you're like this fucking Pittsburgh guy, I'm sorry, but you are like, it's just funny. So yeah, I picture you listening to some like fucking underground guy from fucking Pittsburgh that no one knows.
Yeah.
That's like that's how fucking Ryan was. You know?
Yeah, Ryan was a clown, but
He was not. Whatever. I'm speaking
I don't
dead.
care. You can hear me say that.
I still love that fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I would just, I guess.
You would say that about me if I used, so it's okay. I get it.
Yeah, no, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
It's okay.
I don't know.
There was a
It
lot
sucks.
of things. Being his roommate and stuff, there was a lot of things that were like,
You never liked
and
him.
then it just all added up once. Yeah, that's just.
You
I
know,
know.
the older guys, the guys that are ahead on the path, they had a big issue with listening to rap the way the guys do.
Yeah.
And I can see why.
Yeah. Well, and there's a vibe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There's a vibe of a rebellious nature with it. There's also like the son. I mean, dude, the person we all know from Florida, right? It's like you look at that and how. I mean, you fucking when you listen to that shit, you want to be something you're not.
Yeah,
You
it's,
know what I
time,
mean?
it's time to
And
get it's time to get fucking real.
Grow the fuck
Yeah,
up.
grow up and get fucking real.
Yeah.
And that's not it.
And a lot
obviously.
of the old rap groups, like NWA, for example, were extremely hateful. And a lot of the other gangster rap from early 2000s and late 90s was talking about killing cops.
Yeah.
And just really shitty behavior.
Can't you just like things though? Because like you just like it.
Well, no, you can't. I mean,
like it
look,
'cause you
look,
catch a vibe
yeah,
from it,
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing.
Why do we like Gunwalk?
I mean, no, I know. I'm not saying that
Yeah, you put it on every once in a while. I'm talking
Yeah,
about your
I'm not
daily
saying-
listen. Where
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
So man, look. Whenever I get in my truck, right?
Gunwalk.
So this
Yeah,
is
'cause
so
we
this
know
is a
the
good
words.
example, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a better reason. That's a real reason. You're right.
So whenever you get or you're gonna do a commute, right? Does everybody here make the decision where it's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to this song because like I want to listen to stuff I haven't listened to before, or I'm listening to the same six thing, or I'm gonna put on a podcast because I want to learn something on this drive, or I want to like listen to somebody, or
yeah,
I
mean,
do
like-
grow a
often,
little bit.
Podcast,
I
that's
do
all.
often listen to things with the intent of influencing my mood.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I put certain shit on to help me feel a certain way.
Well,
Yeah.
that's exactly.
And so
exactly.
certain.
Well, and that, like, I think, you know, to answer Bert's questions, like, what do we listen to? It's like we listen to whatever makes us feel in the moment a little better, right? Or maybe, I mean, there's dudes that I'm like this where it's like I'm sad right now and I want to feel sadder, and so I'm gonna listen to some like really sad
You know,
shit.
what's
that
crazy?
person.
Yeah.
What's crazy though, too, and like it's blown people's minds. It blows my mind even. Like I have, like my favorite band of all time is Brand New. I don't expect anybody
What
at
band is it?
Brand New.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't expect anybody at the
Showed
table
his
to
age
even
there.
know who Brand New is.
Yeah, come on.
But, huh?
Yeah.
All right. But there's a lot of like depressing shit to it. But man, when I listen to that shit, it'll be the most depressing shit, but I'll come out just like feeling better.
Wait,
Dude,
Brand New
when you-
came out with like Dashboard Confessional and that
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
genre.
yeah.
Yellow Card.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Dude, when you
a place off Ocean Avenue.
That's
Yeah, but they really
dude.
Yeah,
What a
Dashboard.
I also went to
That's
that
a
fucking
good
concert.
song.
I went to that concert too. That was one of my first
I know.
concerts.
You're a guy that like just knows weird music though. When
Yeah.
we were going to the Pizza Wagon, I'll never forget. And we were driving, and you played, and you just like here. I'm like here, and you just started playing shit.
Yeah.
You put on "Fist Fight" by Ballroom Thieves.
Yeah.
Good song.
I fucking love that goddamn song.
Yeah.
It's still like it's like one of the top things on my Spotify that I just constantly sometimes listen to. That and like "Sleeping on the Blacktop," which I thought you might know if you like a lot of country. By Coulter Whale. That and Route 61 or whatever.
Yeah.
You should listen to those. Great. I love them.
Okay.
You
But
would, I feel like you would know it if you
Yeah,
heard it.
maybe.
Yeah, if you heard
I'm
of
bad
it.
with names, man.
I kind of am too, but like those three. But I remember that's what it was, like the whole vibe thing. We were driving.
Yeah.
And I like we'd never been to Pizza Wagon. and I was just like driving down these roads, and I was like, oh, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, I remember
just
that
didn't
too
know.
because he was like, he just like looked at me and he was like, that is like the first time in a long time where I've ever just been driving and just enjoying the music and just going with the vibe. And I was like, and I put it on like, I think he'll like it. I don't know. Well, but it's always, there's just like a wide range of shit that it doesn't matter. I don't like discriminate based on genre.
Same.
I kind of do.
Can feel it. I can feel it.
I'm a music snob, like 110%, because I dive into like the music theory side of things, and I listen to an absolute ton of death metal and symphonic goth.
Yeah.
Really? And you're a snob? That's not like what I thought you were going to say.
They are the snobbiest, actually.
No, I'm saying, okay, you got to look at someone who's like very ignorant to all this, right? To like music stuff. When you say you're like a snob, I'm thinking, oh my God, what, you fucking listen to Mozart and you're one of these fucking people? That's what I think of.
No, like music snob. It's totally, it's different than just being a snob.
Yeah, big difference. Like music snob, I dive into the music theory side of things, why things sound the way they do and how things work, because I'm a musician, I'm nerdy. And classical music, like Mozart, is the stepping stone into death metal. They have the same stepping stones.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
explain.
So they have the same. They have the same, like crescendos and moving into how their build-ups are.
Black Sabbath was not originally a metal band, even though they're kind of light. They're not really a metal band. They were originally a blues band. So
really,
yes, and that's how Tony Iommi, the guitarist, found Ozzy. Was they needed a blues singer.
Yeah. If you trace the lineage of music, right, it generally falls in like two categories, right? Where it's like either comes from what is it?
It's basically like jazz
or classical.
Yeah.
Right.
Romantic.
Yeah, and it's like pop is kind of like a merger of both, where you're taking a little like some of the melodic structure of like the classical, and then adding like the vocal like poppy nature from the jazz, right? And it's really interesting going into it. But I understand that. I lived with a death metal band.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I was just like the guy where I lived with these guys. It was completely awful, but and they were just like, they would like start band practice like, oh, the best time to start band practice is 4 a.m.
Oh my God!
And it was just every night they're just fucking down there, fucking. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
They just hated you.
And I hated being there.
You probably inspired a lot of their music.
I did. They're like, this guy's fucking sick. He hates us. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think there's like, music is such a dynamic thing. I mean, Dave knows I'm like kind of crazy. My music's, the things I like are just everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's why when guys, like I don't what'd you say, like I don't judge off the genre or whatever.
Yeah.
I can totally say like I'm so open minded to music. Like I thought I used to like, I'm like, country's fucking gay.
Yeah, I remember getting it and I was like, do you like country? And you're like, "Meh." And I put on Warren Ziders and you're like, all right, I can get down with this.
Yeah, and like Johnny Cash,
like
like that. What God's Gonna Cut You Down? Like one of my favorites. Just like listen, I'm like, fuck, this is great. Like how, and then you play shit, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I'll also just play like, and Lee Chopper, walk him down. You know what I mean? Like, just dumb shit. But I like him. I like everything. I really do. I love Sublime. I love Shine Down. Like, I love Follow Me by Uncle Cracker. I know every fucking.
Well, that's like.
word.
I think we all probably do.
And I think it really again, like going back to like the people you're around, right? Like as you've lived life, it's like it's a form of language. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
And I find like, dude, whenever I got this guy who's helping me, one of the newer guys helping me with like the drywall over there. He's in his 40s, 50s, right? And so I just go in there and just unconsciously, I'm put on the mix that he'll understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just like, I didn't know it was like this. And it's like the whole mood. He's like, I fucking love doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he doesn't even know why. He doesn't even know why it's like so awesome for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just that, it's that sort of communication structure we have. Like music is a great, you know what I mean? A great bridge or a way into somebody's life without not knowing much about them. Just like knowing them on principle, knowing them on age, knowing them on like kind of how they dress, kind of what their mood is. It's like, yeah, Justin, I wouldn't take for a fucking country guy, but if I put on one of my playlists that was pretty broad and I saw how he reacted to it, to one of the songs, I would immediately understand like what he's kind of into.
Fully.
You know what I mean?
It's a way of communicating through music. I gotta say real quick though, since you brought up Yellow Card when I said brand new, please check out how they've evolved, because
they're still a band.
They haven't put out an album in like 7 years, and there was like 7 years in between their last 2 albums. But dude, like it's just
they still got the violin or whatever.
That was Yellow Card.
Yellow Card.
That's what you just said.
Yeah, but I'm talking about brand. Fuck Yellow Card.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying this. Is like you brought Yellow Card up when I said brand new, and I get it because the time frame where you would be. It's not the same whatsoever. Like that was more Taking Back Sunday-ish of their time frame. It's not like that. Now I can't find anything like what they've turned into. It's great.
There's going to be people like me that are listening to this that are like, brand new.
Yeah, the band called Brand New.
Yeah.
Hey,
check out Science Fiction, the album Science Fiction.
Can we
or
all
On Your Way Home?
Yeah.
Science Fiction.
Can we all admit that people who love ska music are sociopaths?
What the fuck? What the fuck is ska?
I played for a ska band.
Does that ring a bell or something?
Yeah.
What is ska?
Dude, because I've noticed.
Think of jazz on steroids.
Yeah, I've known like
reggae and
four people who are like real into ska, and they were had all psychopath, like
what's that?
Sociopathic
Real Big
traits.
Fish?
Yeah,
Is
Real
that
Big
one?
Fish.
I played with a ska band
Yeah.
a couple years ago. I filled in as a guitarist, and man, that was painful. That was probably the most painful.
If you ever played like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater and there's like the most annoying song on the playlist, it was probably a ska band.
Probably.
I don't think I've ever.
Sociopaths.
100%.
100%. Was that a good?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't even think.
And it's typically like a really happy sounding music, and they're the most sexist, most angry, sociopathic people you ever meet.
That is so fucking true.
Same thing with polka bands.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I had a question about this the other day. Do you think it's possible for a sociopath to become a drug addict?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think so.
Why?
Elaborate.
There's plenty of Libra drug addicts.
I think people get into using drugs over feelings, and if you're a sociopath, you know what I mean. You're not feeling as much.
It's not
you
just
don't care
about-
about other people's feelings.
It's empathy.
Yeah, they don't have any.
They don't have it for.
They have their own, and I can't remember exactly how it works, but sociopaths feel one emotion very strongly. And isn't it like anger or something?
What I thought a sociopath was a person that has no or lacks empathy.
And they don't. They also don't have empathy either.
They don't have empathy, but they're severe narcissists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
I just don't.
That sounds like a drug addict.
It does.
Yes, a using drug addict. Yes, but
well, look. So this is the thing. Like a sociopath will choose the route of like for their own self-preservation. They'll immediately be like, that's stupid. They'll be like, people are retarded who do that, and I'm not going to lump myself in with that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may drink or use or whatever just to fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To a degree, but never to the point where they're out of their own self-control, because that's what they yearn for, is self-control. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think
that's
addiction
basically what I was
discriminates.
trying to get at, and I just don't see how that would, someone would turn into a crackhead being like that. You know what I mean? If you're a complete narcissist.
I can totally see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
can
know.
see both
I don't
sides.
know a single one.
Well, you wouldn't because they hide in the shadows.
Don't you just think that like?
Well, they prey on addicts too.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing.
I just don't think they're getting fucking. I don't think.
Dahmer.
I feel like there's a lot of people that have went and been diagnosed and probably been diagnosed.
Well,
with
I'm sure there's a
sociopath.
percentage. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be for everything.
You know what, though? Now that I say that, yeah, Dahmer was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so was...
But Dahmer wasn't... Oh, Dahmer
He's
was...
a psychopath.
He's a psychopath. There's a difference between a sociopath and a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. A social. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social pathology. They weaponize, right? I'm pretty like, and you have to look at like, so a good sociopath
It's charismatic.
is what the one guy who's like the fucking really good looking dude who took all the women and fucking
Ted Bundy.
He's not super good looking. He was just like an average
Yeah,
guy,
but he was a sociopath.
Good looking for serial killers.
Yeah.
He was getting
because he
he
was
getting
He's the
women,
best
though.
looking guy at the table.
but he was a severe narcissist.
He
Right.
portrayed that through his narcissism that he was the best looking guy at the table.
Yeah.
That's like that's how he thought. That's how he acted. He was a sociopath.
Yep. And
Yeah.
he didn't drink or fight. He felt that it made him weak. You know what I mean? It didn't keep him focused. You know what I mean? That's like a lot of the,
I kind of see, like, I see what you're saying. I just think, I don't know. I think the tendency, like, the characteristics behind what a sociopath is, it's just too in line with the drug addict for them not to, like, coincide.
Well, there we have it.
Yeah. I think should we wrap this one up? It's pretty fucking late.
Yeah, let's...
Yeah, I got to be up early. I was having fun, though.
All
This
right.
was-
Yeah, can
Yeah, this is good.
you play that funky music, baby?
Do you have it put up on the tab?
Just play something.
Get that, come on, man. Play that funky shit, dog. Yeah.
Get us
Hey, can we have shout outs here? Can we
shout out.
play whatever.
Yeah, play a shout out.
Hank Williams Jr., Dinosaur.
Solid.
Man, I would never expect that.
See,
It's a fire song.
lovely surprise.
See, I would never expect you to say it and then follow Hank Williams Jr. by saying fire song.
It's a great song.
Is it a bop?
That's a bop.
Yo, that shit. Bro, you be sending me some funny shit, dude. Chick with the pickle. Like, what the fuck? Yo, you be cracking me up, dude.
Oh, hey, are we gonna start a?
I'm trying
We need to start Couch Godz text group.
Group text.
Yeah,
All right, yeah, I'm
because
down.
I literally found out about this at the last minute.
Yeah, we got to be able to blast and say looking for people. Start making calls. Everybody on.
Yeah, because that last minute shit, nobody goes for that.
Yeah.
I ain't give a fuck.
But my boy Beaver here, Beaver Tail.
Yeah, I want to have a good conversation.
See, this to me, this was like.
Good one. Played it. Kind of goes into the song already.
And that's it for tonight, folks. That is Couch Godz, episode 5.
Couch Godz out.
Out.
Gay guitar pickers don't turn me on.
We don't all get into Donna Summer. Do you happen to know any old Hank Williams song? 'Cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. I should have died out a long time before. Have pity on a dinosaur. Hand me my hat.